Now at 6, what a local woman was trying to prevent when she was killed overnight.
The devil came to Pennsylvania holding a rifle, but
Former President Donald Trump is the official Republican nominee, and his running mate used to be anti-Trump.
Land of the free.
The national anthem rendition that a lot of people are talking about.
You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Yeah, it was off a bit. It was off a bit.
Something was off, yes. From someone who cannot sing at all.
Yeah.
I respect anyone who has the bravery to go do that.
It's a tough song when there's no music and everything to play. Glad you're with us here. We hope you're getting up on the right side of the bed here this morning. I'm Eric Connor.
And I'm Neda Iranpour. Let's get you ready for today. Meteorologist Evan Rani joining us. It's been nice to see that cool down.
Very much so. Excessive heat is no longer.
Phew.
It's just that this break that we have doesn't last for too long. This weekend is going to be another warm one out there. The good news is that this weekend's warm-up is not quite as dramatic as what we saw last week, for example. So we won't see temperatures warming up to that same range. In the meantime, today we've got some marine layer clouds to start off the day. We're going to be seeing those clouds for the next couple hours close to the coast and inland, keeping our temperatures a bit more mild, mid-70s along the coast, 83 inland. Coming up, we'll talk about a warming trend that we have by the weekend and that monsoonal moisture in the mix. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Evan. And right now we are following a developing story out of the Talmadge area where a homicide investigation is underway.
One person was shot and killed late last night at Talmadge Gateway Apartments. CBS 8's Chris Grote live at the scene now with everything we know at this moment. Chris?
And remember that investigators have been here for several hours, all the way through the night and into the early morning now here as we stand just a little while after 6 a.m. Want to show you the current scene as we see it. We do know the medical examiner's office has just arrived here. They just went inside. So we are now going to shift to some, as we show you that van that's parked there just outside that apartment complex. We're going to go back and show you some video that was shot just late last night, sometime around again that 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock hour. Now, police actually got the call sometime around 8:45 that someone had been shot inside one of these apartments after trying to break up a robbery. So what we know so far is that a man who lives inside one of these apartment complexes, that another man broke in, tried to steal his wallet when a woman tried to break up that altercation, that robbery, but then she was shot. Eventually, she was pronounced dead here at the scene. That's why the medical examiner's office is here now to take that body there to, again, their county offices for, of course, for that processing. But as far as we know, the suspect that was able to get away from the scene, that someone matching their description and being found with a gun was taken into custody a short time and a short area away from here after police initially responded. Now, we're still waiting to hear from the San Diego Police Department if that is indeed their gunman, if that is the one that they believe to be the shooter that shot and killed this woman. Again, this is a person that matched that suspect description, was found with a gun. Now, as for the person who lives inside the home who was initially the victim of that robbery, we're told that they were not seriously injured. We're still waiting to find out the exact details of their relationship potentially with that woman. We do know that this is a 55 and up community here, this entire complex, so a little bit of an, again, an older neighborhood, if you will, specifically to that apartment complex. So we're still waiting for many of those details to be released at this time. But as you can see here in our live picture, it's still very much an active investigation, still very much an active scene. So as soon as we do get an update here from the San Diego Police Department, we'll pass that along. But for now, we're going to send things back to you, Eric and Neda.
Chris Grote reporting live with the latest details there. All right, Chris, thank you. And this morning, former President Donald Trump is the official Republican nominee for the White House. He made a surprise appearance at the Republican National Convention just 48 hours after a gunman opened fire at one of his rallies in an assassination attempt.
Trump also revealed his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. CBS News' Sabrina Franza has more from Milwaukee.
Former President Donald Trump arrived to cheers on night one of the Republican National Convention. Trump's ear was covered by a bandage in his first public appearance since surviving Saturday's assassination attempt. The former president stood next to his running mate, 39-year-old Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, who Trump announced earlier in the day on social media.
I think he's an excellent choice.
Vance, an Iraq War veteran and Yale Law School graduate, first rose to public prominence due to his best-selling memoir turned Hollywood film, Hillbilly Elegy. He once described himself as a, quote, never Trump guy, but says Trump's presidency changed his mind. President Joe Biden also reacted to the VP pick yesterday.
He's a clone of Trump on the issues. I don't see any difference.
Vance is set to formally accept the Republican vice presidential nomination in a speech here Wednesday night.
We hereby nominate every single one of them for the greatest president that's ever lived, and that's Donald J. Trump.
Yesterday, the party officially nominated Trump for president in a roll call of state delegates. The theme focused on the economy, with speeches from governors, members of Congress, and the head of the Teamsters Union.
We will create an agenda and work with a bipartisan coalition ready to accomplish something real for the American worker.
Today's theme is Make America Safe Again. Trump's former 2024 primary rival, Nikki Haley, is scheduled to speak. Sabrina Franza, CBS News, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
All right, and in just a few minutes from now, we're going to take a closer look at Trump's running mate and his San Diego connection. And we have new details on the attempt on Trump's life. CBS News says the Secret Service did not sweep the building the shooter was perched on. They say it was outside the security perimeter, despite having that direct line of sight to the stage. A source with direct knowledge says 3 snipers from local law enforcement were staged inside and radioed after seeing the gunman acting suspiciously before the shooting. In President Biden's first interview since the assassination attempt on Trump, Biden was asked if he has used inciting language against Trump.
How do you talk about the threat to democracy, which is real, when a president says things like he says? Do you just not say anything because it may incite somebody?
Meantime, independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will now receive Secret Service protection. President Biden just ordered this move. Former President Trump said the move was important since Kennedy's uncle, John F. Kennedy, and father, Robert Kennedy Sr., were both assassinated.
Today, President Biden will unveil a new plan to control the rising cost of housing. It includes capping rent increases at 5% a year. It would apply to landlords who own 50 or more units, but would not apply to housing that has not yet been built. The average rent in San Diego exceeds $3,100 a month, according to Zillow. President Biden's plan would require congressional approval. Today, county supervisors will consider a plan to reduce corporate home ownership in San Diego. Yesterday, protesters spoke out against large corporations, including Blackstone, which owns 66 properties in San Diego County. Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer says investors are snapping up complexes and single-family homes, pushing out everyday renters and buyers.
Imagine if you've been saving and saving, trying to put together a down payment, and now you're in a bidding war against a big Wall Street investor who can come in with an all-cash offer. It's just not right. It's not fair.
Lawson-Remer will introduce the plan at this morning's meeting.
I think a lot of people looking for housing have
Absolutely.
run into that issue. It is
out.
now, so you see why so many people showed up yesterday. It is now 6:08. Few clouds out there, but the clouds over the mountains yesterday afternoon,
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, those are
Some
big.
towering cumulus clouds.
It was nice.
That's why it's going to be the same case. As we look east to the mountains, we'll notice that those clouds are developing. We're not expecting any of that monsoonal moisture to appear in the form of thunderstorms along our coastline or inland. It's really exclusive to the mountains and deserts and to areas to the east of us. So when we talk about to the east of us, I mean far to the east. Arizona, for example, getting hit pretty hard with those showers and thunderstorms. We have about a 10 to 20% chance of those showers and thunderstorms across the mountains and deserts today. So again, as you look east, you'll notice it. You might notice a rise in humidity, it feeling a bit more muggy out there. We're looking at temperatures this afternoon, mostly in the 60s, 68 for Oceanside, 66 for Encinitas, and 66 for El Cajon. Marine layer slowly pulling its way back as we kick off the day. Only alert to mention is a beach hazard statement in effect for the day today, tomorrow, and Thursday. We have 4 to 6 foot wave 4 to 6 foot waves, 7 foot sets possible out there. That extends all the way up into Orange County as well. Ridge of high pressure currently producing some monsoonal moisture starts to move closer to us. And as it does so, it will bring that warmth our way. And that means that by the weekend, we'll start to see those temperatures climb. 83 this afternoon for Santee and El Cajon, 78 for La Mesa, 73 for National City. We'll take you up to North County, 69 for Encinitas, 78 for Vista, and 80 for RB. Escondido is going for 83, Ramona 88 this afternoon. Mountains and deserts are still rather hot, but not above average. 85 for Julian, 86 for Mount Laguna, and 111 for Borrego Springs. Ocotillo Wells just a degree warmer there at 112 on the afternoon high. Let's check in on traffic, see how your roads are this morning. So far, pretty quiet start to the morning commute. No major crashes or collisions popping up. Starting to get a little bit of slowing on the northbound 5 as you get toward Coronado, onto the Coronado Bridge specifically. And then getting into Coronado, you might notice a little bit of a slowing as well. But besides that, it's a pretty good start to the morning commute out there. Let's check in on border wait times. It is a 90-minute wait at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. Otay Mesa Port of Entry is going to take you about 80 minutes. So both spots going to run you nearly an hour and a half in total. Ned and Eric, back to you.